something.
So we transition to the NFL. We got week 1 of the NFL season coming up. Thursday Night Football. Back. We are back. Do we jump into our division predictions?
Let's do it, dude. Pull them up.
Where do we want to start? The AFC East?
Let's start at the
Most
AFC.
talked about division in football?
Bring that. Let's bring that to the end.
Okay.
So go to NFC West. This one's pretty easy, I feel like.
Let's start with the NFC. Starting with the NFC West, we have the Arizona Cardinals, Seattle Seahawks, San Francisco 49ers, and the LA Rams.
You want something I do like is the countdown and saying our one-word answer of who we're gonna think's gonna win and go from there.
The division?
Yeah, who's gonna win the division? I do like that.
Do that.
You want to do that?
Sure, yeah.
JP, count down from 3.
3, 2, 1.
Niners. Simple. Boys, is there anybody else who thinks any differently? The Niners are going to wipe the floor with the NFC West. Pretty simple. Yeah, I mean, anybody go back down, please? Anybody who's going to
Watch out for
compete.
the Seahawks.
It's definitely not the Cardinals. The Seahawks maybe, but I don't think, if the 49ers keep a healthy quarterback, it's not going to even be close. But who's
Seattle's
the fucking...
tough, man. Seattle is tough.
Gino's cooking, but dude...
They got good defense.
I'm not sold on Gino like that.
Team. They got a really good defense.
He's a phenomenal coach. Playing there is very difficult. It's loud.
You're still riding Gino.
I need to see a little bit more before I can really, Last year, yeah, he had a phenomenal year last year, absolutely. And it's like he's like
Don't sleep on McVay and the Rams
year.
now. They can make noise, but I don't think this will be. I think they'll be competitive this year, but I do think it's the Niners division to lose.
I do think that Seattle's a good football team. Gino, give me 2 games, and I'll tell you in 2 games. I'll let you know in 2 games how I truly feel about Gino. It's just tough to see kind of the beginning part of his career and how he got drafted and things just weren't really working out. Then he gets to Seattle, has a hell of a season, like you said, he's setting records. I just don't know if I can plant my flag in the ground and be like, Gino's my guy for fucking life here in Seattle. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Pete Carroll, though, he's one of those coaches. It's like, holy shit, dude. You always got an opportunity to win with that guy as your head coach. Cardinals, no fucking shot.
Yeah,
Shout out Paris Johnson, though.
And Josh Dobbs.
Oh, that's right. He's a week 1 starter.
Starter.
Yeah.
And what people don't know.
Who they playing week 1?
Let's see. Who was the... Yeah, wow, Washington. In Washington.
In Washington?
Oh, wait,
Sold
Will,
out.
is that
That's fucking
they retiring
tight.
jersey that day or no?
No, it's later down the road. I'm working with the
Gotcha.
Commanders right now to see when I'm going to make my return.
Yeah. I knew there was a couple of dates out there, but I didn't know if anything been locked in yet.
Yeah.
Should we
We'll
move
get
on?
out there. We'll get out
So
there.
we're set with 49ers.
Does anybody feel any differently?
No.
Move on.
All right, NFC South.
This one's a little tougher. You want to do 3, 2, 1?
Sure.
3, 2, 1.
Falcons.
I kind of changed my stance on that.
Really? Because I thought you might go to New Orleans.
I think it's between. I was saying Panthers, but I think it's between the Saints and Falcons. I think Ritter makes a big leap. I think the way Bijan Robinson's going to get utilized, it sounds like he had a hell of a camp. He is as advertised. I think they got a good defense, and I think this will be where you got Kyle Pitts, you got Ritter who'll make a big leap, you got Bijan Robinson, you got some weapons around that Art. I think he'll cook up some stuff based on what you saw a few years ago with the Titans when we led the league in scoring, averaged 30-something points a game.
Yeah.
I think this would be the year to do it. You know what I mean? I do think the Saints will be tough.
Yeah.
I think they will be fucking tough. They got a lot of pieces. I think Carr is going to do well, having kind of a new start in New Orleans. They got a good defense. They always do. Cam Jordan's still there. DeMario Davis is still there. Well coached. Tyrann Mathieu still out there. They are going to be tough. But I do think I'm going to give the edge to Atlanta. There is a little bias coming from that, but I'm rooting for the boys. Obviously, the last team I was with. But I think it's out of Atlanta and the Saints. I'm going to go with Atlanta.
I agree with everything you just said. Just to play a little bit devil's advocate, though, I think expectations need to be tempered on Bijan Robinson. He obviously had a hell of a camp. People are singing his praises, talking about him being a first-round pick in fantasy draft. He's still a rookie, and he could have one of those seasons like one rookie does every single year. But how often do we see the rookie that everyone's talking about in camp unfolds as the guy at the end of the season. Now, I think Bijan's going to be a fucking stud. And when the boys here, we do our fantasy draft on Wednesday, I'm going to be looking to snipe him up early. But it's going to be fucking hard. It's hard for me to say, like, there's so much hype, and I hope he lives up to it. However, it's like, you got to give the guy a little bit of grace there. I think Derek Carr going to the Saints, that change of scenery, all that, got some weapons. Who's the guy who only runs slants? Michael Thomas? I mean, is he playing or not? Like, is he still in the
Playing right
NFL?
now.
He's back.
He's playing right now?
And I
mean, you
swooped him
give
up in
it-
round 11.
You give it to him. Carr's going to be slinging it. The team likes to sling it. They've got the vets that you talked about. So I think it's going to come down to
Carr will
those
be
two
back
teams. I
At some
think
point.
Tampa Bay is like the Cardinals. They're in that tier. There's no shot they're going to be good this year. They're going to be hungover from the Tom Brady area. It's done. I'm excited to see what Carolina does.
I think Carolina will be competitive. I'm
think-
rooting for Bryce Young.
Yeah, I think Bryce Young, dude, he's so little and adorable sitting there behind that massive offensive line. I hope he crushes it. I really hope he does a good job.
So based on how you went through those teams, are you New Orleans or are you Atlanta?
No, I'm Atlanta, but I just said
Play devil's
in the
advocate.
beginning, I wanted to kind of pull a Dennis Kelly where I was like, I agree with those things. However, I want to see these sides as well because New Orleans always has a stout defense. They play very sound defense. Bringing in Carr, a quarterback that, people, is Alvin Kamara, like, did he die?
He's suspended right now, right?
No. Is he really? 6 games for what? PD?
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. During the Pro Bowl, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's probably why there's not even a whole lot of news about him because I was like literally looking around and like, yo, is he dead?
He's at the Tennessee game this weekend.
Jamal Williams.
Really?
Yeah.
Heard him.
Jamal Williams. So yeah, I think the Saints are going to be really good, but I think this is like the turning point for the Falcons. I think this is it, especially second-year quarterback. They got Pitts, who's going to his 3rd year, right?
Mhm.
He's going to his 3rd year.
Oh.
Yeah, 3rd. It's definitely not a 2nd. I was thinking 3rd or 4th, but yeah, they got studs. They got studs, and they can really make it work in a division that's easily winnable.
Before we move on to the next, just one word answer. Breakout rookie player in NFC South. Is it Bijan or is it Bryce Young?
I think it's Bijan.
I
For
think,
what-
yeah,
I'm going
for-
with Bijan.
Even though I just said all those things like temporary expectations, that's going to be probably him over Bryce Young.
All right. NFC North.
The Great White North.
Mm.
This is tough, man.
I don't think it is.
You don't think it's tough?
I think what we've seen in the last 3 divisions, it's the same thing. It goes down to 2 teams, but a unique 2 teams.
Yeah.
You ready, JP?
I'm ready.
Hang on.
Y'all ready?
No, I'm not ready. I'm not ready.
Good. 3.
All right, go
Dog,
ahead.
it is fucking hard.
3, 2, 1.
Vikings. I was thinking, I
I
changed
trust. I want to pull for my guy Kirk
right at the
Cousins.
end.
You were gonna go Lions?
I was going to go Lions at the end. I was like, you can't really take it away from Kirk. Like,
I know, but
his process, you watch the show Quarterback, you see how fucking
Yeah.
dialed he is. JJ, dude, he's a 99 on Madden. Like, guy really can't be stopped. You saw when they did a joint practice against the Titans, he was lighting them the fuck up. Their defense is super solid. To me, I think the Lions could definitely win this division, and I'm okay with being wrong in this situation, but Vikings, just the way they did it last year, they won a couple of big games. They won the game, but like Vikings are a team that are going to win the games they're supposed to win. I think they win this division.
you know what? I'm switching. I'm going back to the Vikings.
Are you?
Yeah.
Then let me talk about the Lions for a second, dude, because
I just O'Connell and again the Rams coming over from LA, seeing what they did over there, like they're gonna make a big jump. Here's why they have they're right now they're deemed having the hardest schedule in the NFL.
who is?
So the Vikings,
Yeah,
toughest schedule in the NFL,
Vikings are like the Tennessee Volunteers.
Yeah.
Sounds like of the NFL.
and but yeah, I honestly don't know why I'm going against them. Maybe it's the excitement surrounding the Lions because I think they have a good roster. I think the Bears can be competitive, and I hate taking away from the Packers, the boys at the Packers, but
There's just too much of a question mark on the
too much
Packers.
of a question mark. But I'm going to switch. I'm going to go Vikings because I think O'Connell, I think another year in the system, getting comfortable. Kirk, you brought up the quarterback and his process is like, man, I can't just bet against my boy like that.
It's
I
hard.
think he's got the right mental to do it.
Yeah, he's got the right mental to do it, and you could see in the process of like the show Quarterback, like Kirk really truly wants to be great, and he's got the pieces around him to be great. Coach, another year in that system, he's
Yeah.
dialing it all in. You saw like Literally that show quarterback just keeps ringing in my head of like how much more respect I've gained for Kirk. And I just think that they're the team to beat in the NFC North. I think the Lions, bro, they got it. They've got the head coach. They've got the pieces on defense. Their offense, yeah, they got players on offense, but at the same time, like, I just feel like the Vikings are too much right now. But if the Lions win that division, it's one of those things where like I'll honestly be pleasantly surprised. Like I'll enjoy being wrong in that situation.
Yeah. It's a better spot to be into.
Yeah. And I think with the Packers, you're in such a question mark. Like Jordan Love.
If Jordan Love plays well, they could be a tough. Yeah. Like you get Aaron Rodgers out
of
that
situation.
You don't think
he's him, do you, JP?
No, I'm all on. I want Jordan Love to be good. So
I do too, and there's got to be a breath of fresh air with Aaron Rodgers 12 removed out of that situation. Not that he's not one of the greatest of all time, but there was so much there. Like there's so much history between Aaron Rodgers and the Packers. Now that it's removed and it's Jordan Love's team, and obviously you got everybody knows I'm biased and love the staff there. They could be surprising, especially if Jordan Love comes out wheeling and dealing. They'll be the team. Yeah.
The reason why I want to hear why you want Jordan Love to be good, but the reason why I want Jordan Love to be good is like the history of the Packers. You go from Favre to Rodgers, like 2 Hall of Famers, and then this guy, and you see like kind of like the paralleled history of the two, like how Favre was going out when Rodgers came in is very similar to Rodgers going out and Love coming in. You kind of just hope it's like the same shit. That'd be so cool to me to see, but I just don't see it. Why do you want Love to be so good?
For that same reason. And I feel like while Aaron Rodgers was there and when Jordan Love would get in, like the fans kind of disrespected Love. And like, it was kind of like, oh, how is he not ready yet? Like he's been behind Rodgers. I just feel like they haven't really respected him as much as like he's never had an actual shot. Mm-hmm. So
still the first round.
Always root for those guys.
All right. Last division, the NFC.
NFC East.
NFC East.
I got mine.
Easy. Ready?
Yep.
I got mine.
3, 2, 1.
Eagles. Come on, dog.
Sam Howell, baby.
Sam Howell. He's got a lot. People are riding with him right now. I think, I think new ownership. They sold out this first game. I think there is a different energy in Washington right now. And I'm pulling for the boys. I like who's their backfield? Gibson and Robinson. Love that 1-2 punch. Eric Bieniemy there, coordinating that offense, calling the shots. You got a Scary Terry on defense. They added Cody Barton in the middle to play with their. I'm drawing a blank on the linebacker who they drafted in like the first or second round a year or two ago. But they have an insane D line that they always bring back. Jared Allen, Payne, Chase Young. And then who is it? Sweat on the other side?
Sweat.
Yeah, Jonathan what did I say? Oh, my fault. Yeah, Jonathan
also
Allen.
A stud though, right?
Yeah, Jared Allen was a stud. But Jonathan Allen, Payne, Chase Young, and Sweat on the other side, like they have pieces, man. And I think there's a new energy right now in Washington. And I want to pull for the boys. I do not want to put it like this. They do what they can potential-wise. I do not want to be on the wrong side of history, and I am pulling for the boys. I'm pulling for the boys in Washington.
Yeah, but I feel like you're pulling up. The odds are not in your favor in this situation. The Eagles are the second best put together team, if not the best put together team in the whole entire NFL.
True. But Jack, can you pull up the Eagles schedule? And because I do agree with that. Eagles are going to be fucking tough. But the NFC East has to play the the AFC. They play the AFC East. They're playing the Bills and Miami, the Eagles are getting all that in the back half of the season.
Oof.
Like if you look at the Eagles roster, where are we at right now?
We'll get that W against the Pats. Pats are dead.
Number one, they got to stay healthy. But if you look at later in the season when they're playing, you look at Eagles, they travel, they play at the Rams. Then they travel and play the Jets. Jets could be a player this year, right?
Yep.
Dolphins, they play the Dolphins. They play at the Commanders. They're playing the Cowboys. The Cowboys will be fucking tough this year. You got at Kansas City.
Hold
on. The Bills. They play the Niners.
Go back to the Cowboys real quick. Why is there so much hype revolving around the Cowboys right now?
It's one of the most exciting defenses in the game.
Every year they have so much talent and they still can't put it together. So why would we go and bet on them now? I love the Cowboys.
So
Every kid dreams of wearing the star on the side of their head. Their team has so much talent. Every year they can't put it together. So why in 2023 am I going to sit there and be like, okay, now the Cowboys
you're
are
right. I mean, they have an aging offensive line, but they did get Martin back. They do got Tyron.
They've had Martin. Martin
I
was
know.
holding out during camp. He got $6 million extra dollars. Good for him. He deserves that. But also, like, dude,
Okay,
they're
so
so good. They're talent wise. If you look at them on paper, they're top 5. They're probably a top 5 talented team in the NFL.
yeah.
But don't know what it is, if it's the water they're drinking down there or whatever. They just can't fucking put it together. So if I'm just being conservative about my picks, the easiest answer here is Philadelphia. And I know it's not the sexy thing because they're obviously going to be the favorite. I love the idea of the Commanders, the new energy, the defense they have, that front four, that front seven that they have. Sam Howell, big question mark, but he's got studs all around him, kind of like Brock Purdy had at 49ers when he first came in. Like, that's all exciting shit. But at the end of the day, dude, Jalen Hurts' quotes are fucking unbelievable. And the team they have
yeah.
around him
I'm not
is
saying they're not going to
awesome.
be good.
Jason Kelsey came back, and I'm sure it's like one of those, I'm coming back for one more, because I really, truly believe in my heart of hearts, he would have retired if they won the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Lane Johnson playing on a torn groin, and he plays through it. Everybody, I don't know what this is either, but I'm seeing a lot of things like everybody's like, don't draft A.J. Brown in early rounds. I don't know why the fuck that is such a
He's
thing
more
right
of a
now.
home run pick. Like, you
He's a
want
home
to
run
say
pick, but
he's
he's
not
a
like
stud
a.
every year, dude. He's got 1,000 yards every year.
But in a PPR league, if he's not getting around 10 receptions every game, which he doesn't, it's
I
more
get
like
it.
the 4 to 6. But he does take the top off. If he doesn't get that, it's are you going to get all that production value for like a first? This is in the fantasy realm. He's
In the
obviously
fantasy
a
world,
stud.
but also like Vrabel, when you listen to Vrabel talk about AJ, when you're playing and stuff like that, everyone's always saying like, everyone's like, hey, we got to get the ball in AJ's hands quickly. Like, throw a couple screens, throw a couple
get the guy on
slants,
his
a couple of things, and then you hit the home run ball with him. But I don't understand. I feel like Philly's the front runner in the situation, and I don't see a reason to not stay with Philly in that type of situation.
Yeah, I agree. Like, I think Philly's the best put together team, and it is their division to lose. Like, I'm just like, if I'm gonna have like a take that feels like last year. I mean, I don't know if it was a hot take, but everybody was picking the Packers, and I'm thinking like, hey, the Vikings could do it. That's gonna be my Vikings pick. I feel like this year is I'm gonna go with the Commanders to win the East based on schedules and everything else. And when you were asking about the Cowboys, it's now Zeke's gone, and not that that's like that could be a bad thing, but also you're not doing this 1-2 punch with Pollard, who was like coming onto the scene. He's kind of like a dual threat guy. You pair that with Dak, you got the offensive line is aging, but you got CeeDee Lamb, you got Brandon Cook, who can take the top off like
Who's literally like, you look at his resume on every team he's been on, quarterback, it's always 1,000 yards.
Yeah.
Always 1,000 yards, always a fucking
They
stud.
drafted that tight end in the second round, I believe, and on defense they're a turnover machine. They have so many pieces on defense, but if they can put it together, like Dallas can be tough.
Yeah.
But I'm just thinking like this could be the year Washington it's going to be a competitive division. I just think Washington might squeak it out based on how tough that schedule is on the back end for the Eagles. And if you're not healthy playing against those teams in November, December, I think it's going to be tough.
I think, a couple of years ago when you were on the Titans, we were literally talking about the NFC being the NFC least. And like, they're so strong now. They're so dominant. Because like, one team we didn't really even talk about during that is the Giants. They made the playoffs last year.
Yeah.
Which is
Slept on.
crazy. I don't
Not
think
even
they're that
talking
good of a
about 'em.
team.
Yeah, I think.
I don't think the Giants are that good of a team, to be honest. But they just find ways to win. They're kind of like the Titans, like in past years, where it's like, they're not the best, but they just kind of find ways to win games. And I don't know if they keep that up this year. I don't think they're going to win the division, but be interesting to see, especially with all the running back stuff and Saquon taking a deal $1 million more than this franchise tag and all that.
For the season,
Like, it's
man.
going to be fucking
Good
weird
year.
to watch these storylines unfold and all that. It's going to be cool to see.